So we're going to finish this definition off finally. I know you guys are tired of this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these two things which really were extraneous to the definition, and I'm just going to move them out of the way. So I'm going to take that, and I'm going to kind of put them up this way. And I'm going to take that one, which is the one we're using, and I'm going to bring it down here. Okay? And once again, remember that we fed this one in temporarily, so I'm going to refeed my circles from here. So, wait, nope, Control Z. What's going on? Oh, I need to disconnect that, so never mind. Let me scroll in here, disconnect, flatten tree. We don't want that in there. We just want our original one. Okay? So I'll feed that into there, and it gives us back those circles. Okay? Now, what we need to be able to do is we need to analyze how many total points there are. Okay? And actually, I made a mistake. What we're going to do is we're going to use the flattened one, not this one. I forgot. I didn't want to use I want to use the flattened one so that it creates a sequential pattern rather than a repeating pattern. Okay? So I take that all back. I will move you back up there and bring the flattened one down. That's the one we're going to use. All right. And so I'm going to take the out feed from flatten and feed it. Actually, no, yeah. I'll feed that into there, and then I'll disconnect the other one. Okay? Now, in order for this to kind of have a better flow, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the circles in the random generator. I'm going to move all this stuff over this way. So I'm kind of reorganizing this so that you'll be able to kind of follow it better. Okay? So right here, what we did is we took the data, we flattened it, right? So it's just a sequential set of numbers, one after the next, and it's going to get fed into the circles. No problem so far? All right. Okay, so notice that the total length of this is 6 items, 0 through 5, right? And it's stopped. So one of the things that we need to know so that we can figure out how many values we want is what is the total list length? Okay? Notice that this is a list, not a tree. Right? So there is a component called list length. Where is it? List length. There it is, list length. Okay? And list length, if you wanted to find it, we'll press Control Alt, click here. It's under Sets and Lists. Okay? Sets and Lists. Okay? So what we're going to do is we are going to feed the stuff coming out of the flattened tree, right, into list length. So I'm going to hold down the Shift key, and that's going to be able to tell me, right, how many total items there are. So here we go. Let's drop a panel right here. And right now there are 36 items in that list. Okay? So that's what we're going to need to do is we are going to have to take the pattern and repeat it through 36. So that brings up the next sort of thing, which is it's a repeat function. I'm trying to remember what it's called. All right, so there it is. It's called repeat data. Okay? So we can take repeat data and we can feed, right? This one was a list and it outputs a list. Okay? It actually it inputs a list, outputs a list length. So this one has 2 functions in it. The top function, okay, is the data as a tree, and the bottom one is the number of items in the pattern. So what we're going to want to do is take the list length and feed it into L. Okay? All right. Now, for the pattern that we're trying to repeat, what we're trying to feed into that is this random number. Okay? So what we're going to do is I'm going to take it, and I'm going to actually take it going through this panel and feed it into the list data. All right? So now, again, normally you wouldn't have all these panels, but I'm doing that so that you guys can see what's happening at each step. So after list length, it said 36. Now I took these values and I dropped it into here. How many times is it going to repeat? 36, correct. Shrink this up a little. Bring that over. Drop another panel. So is this what you guys were expecting? 35 plus 0, right? Or 35 and the 0, so that's 36 items. Okay? And I want you guys to notice something. It's repeating the values. Okay? So the last thing that we have to do with this, all right, is going to be to feed this into the circles rather than the flattened list into the circles. So I'm going to disconnect the flattened list. Move the circle component over to here and feed that into there. And it errored. What did I do wrong? Let me pause the video while I analyze what the heck I screwed up.
Disconnect your menu.